Hey everybody, John here from Whips, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how you can make a budget-friendly type of whip. So this whip is made out of some thicker paracord, I want to say. That's not what it's called. You can find it at your local like Home Depot or Lowe's. It's really thick. I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. But this whip's only going to cost you about $5 at max. Some of these materials you might have laying around at home, and these were the original whips that I started making, and then I started getting into the braiding and the overlays and the plaits and all of that. So yeah, if you wouldn't mind subscribing, liking this video, comment down below your thoughts and feelings. Would you guys like a full-length tutorial on, say, a snake whip or a bull whip? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's get into this video. Also, if you haven't, go follow me on Instagram. It's pretty cool, and I always give you guys an update on what I'm working on. So definitely go follow me on my Instagram and subscribe to me here on YouTube. And definitely go check out my website, bombasticwhips.com, where you guys can buy a professional bullwhip, or you can make this $5 bullwhip that we're about to make. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright guys, to begin making this budget-friendly whip, we're going to need 8.5 feet of this all cord. Now, this can be picked up at Lowe's or Home Depot, and this is pretty cheap. You can get this in about 500 feet for like $4 or something. Don't quote me on it, but when I bought this blue, and they have a whole bunch of different colors. So if you want to make a cheaper alternative than a solid nylon bullwhip or stock whip, this is definitely the route to go. So you're going to need 8.5 feet of that. And then here I have, maybe it's here. Here I have this smaller paracord. It's still not 550 like your general, but it is more of an all cord. So I'll leave a link in the description below for this. You're going to need about 2.5 feet for this. So let me cut that. And the last thing you're going to need is something really special. I gotta run upstairs for it because it's upstairs in my room. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. So finally you need some of this waterproof duct tape. This is Gorilla, and this is only about $5, maybe $7. I'll leave a link in the description below for this tape. And I lied, you need one more thing. This is, what is this? 3/16 inch spring steel. Now this is actually what I use in the core of my whips. I generally cut about 10 or 12 inches off of this for the whip, depending on what the customer wants. Whether it's a longer handle for target practice or a shorter one for cracking. This is what I use. So you're going to need, for this project, since we're making a 6-foot bullwhip, if I didn't specify that, we're making 6 foot, you're going to need 10 inches. So 10 inches of 3/16 spring steel. Now this, I've chopped off a whole bunch of this. This was 6 feet originally, and I bought it for like $4. Again, not expensive, but I do think Lowe's and Home Depot, or wherever you're getting your materials, will probably have it smaller. It's probably going to be a little bit more expensive since it's smaller, so I just go ahead, and if you're going to be making a lot of these, get the 4 inches, or the 4 feet, sorry. Alright, so to do this, what you're going to need to do is take the all cord. You're going to measure, you're going to put it in half, take it by half. So half, right? This is half of the 8.5 feet. And then you're going to taper it so it's about 2 feet. And then find the half of that. So at the end we should have about 3 feet and then 2 feet there. You're going to pinch that. And I'm just going to clamp it like that so I know where that goes. We're actually going to prepare the fall next, so we're going to slide half of this inner shielding out. So half of it has to come out. The simplest way I found to do it is just to pull it out. Beautiful. Let's just cut it right on this end. Beautiful. Now you have your fall ready. So what you're going to do is you're going to tie a knot here. It's got to be a little closer to the edge. Beautiful. And later when we get our lighter, we're going to light this and make this like a little bead on the top. And on this end, we're just going to tie an overhead knot. Just like that. Don't cinch it up yet. Alright, so coming back over to the larger all cord, we're going to take our Gorilla Tape. Yeah, Gorilla Tape. I'm just going to secure this up here so I can work with it. Beautiful. So what we're going to do here is where we get to the end, we're going to take a little strip. Now, I actually divide my Gorilla Tape up into sections, so I have a thin, larger, and a medium. You can do this if you want. It just helps me as a whip maker. We're going to take a very small piece, say about 3 inches or so, and just tape it down here at the bottom. Just like so. Just like that. That way it'll give it taper. And we're going to do the same thing about a foot above it. So again, just a little piece of tape. Foot above it. And then one more 1 foot above that. And now we're going to take this out, and we should have a working bullwhip at this point. We're going to take the, I'm actually going to put it back up. This isn't a required step, but it definitely does help it if you can hang it. Do that with a lot of bullwhips if I were to stand and clap it. Alright. Alright, so now that we have this hanging here, we're going to snip the end, which is burned. We'll snip this end here. Beautiful. And we're going to pull back this outer sheath just about halfway. So we expose about 10 inches. At this point, we're going to cut the inner bit thicker. And then we're going to stretch this out. So you'll notice now, it'll be all thick, and then right here, it decides to taper. And that's how we're going to achieve maximum taper. So, remember how we prepared the fall, how we prepared this? Well, we're going to take that overhand knot. We're going to take the overhand knot, and we're going to feed the blue, well, in my case blue, but the thicker cord inside that knot. Just can't fix. And just like that, we're going to pull that up and make an overhand knot on this side. Beautiful. At this point, we can now pull tight, and that is our fall hitch. Beautiful. So it tapers all the way down. You can even run your finger along it, and it tapers all the way down. All right. So now that we've done that, this comes the part that I'm not actually going to do. You're going to take your 10 inches of spring steel. I don't want to waste my spring steel because I actually have orders to make, so I'm not going to waste that. But what you would do in this scenario is you'd take your 10 inches of spring steel, you'd put it in between, seal it up, and tape around. That's your new handle. Once you do that, you should have a sturdy handle with a nice fall. This is a bit of a longer fall just because of what we're doing with it. And then at the end, we're going to add a cracker. If you haven't watched it already, I have a video on how to make a cracker, so go make sure you watch that video. And then head outside. Oh, first you gotta cut these and burn them, and then you've got to burn that just so that it's solid and it won't fall apart. Make sure you bead that, burn it down, and make a little bead, and then you're going to attach your cracker. And go outside, have some fun with it. If you'd like to keep it as a snake whip, which is perfectly fine, all you have to do is add just one layer of tape going around with no spring steel. That's what I would do, but, you know, 6-foot bullwhip. What I suggest doing now is going on YouTube, learning some tricks. Hey, go over to bombasticwhips.com and take one of my lessons for free. So, go make yourself one of these. They're really fun. And if you have a little bit more money to spend, definitely I would recommend getting a professional bullwhip. So go ahead, go get a bullwhip and get cracking. Alright, so I'm going to actually put a video of my very first whip that I made. It was this exact process. And I'm going to show you how well it cracks. Now keep in mind, this was my very first whip. I had no whips before this that were working. So that's a long story, but take this with a grain of salt. This is my very first video of me whipping. So enjoy, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. If you make this whip, tag me. Go on my Instagram, tag me there, and I'll comment and give you some feedback. So without further ado, have a good day and keep cracking.
Push into the toss and then do